orientation for Project Community Connect, Scott and Carver. My name is Karen Hayes. I'm one of the coordinators for the volunteers, along with Kara Madsen, the volunteer coordinator for Scott County. You'll meet Kara the day of the event. Thanks again for volunteering to help out at Project Community Connect. Project Community Connect is a one-day event for people living on very little or homeless individuals in our communities. The event is intended to help them access services throughout the day, get the help that they may need, and have your help with them during their day. Our goals for Project Community Connect are to help the individuals that are there that day connect to services. We want to prevent homelessness. Eventually, we will be ending homelessness in Scott and Carver County. We also want to promote an awareness in our communities of those people in need and those people that are experiencing homelessness. Our expectations for you as a volunteer are to provide as much hospitality and comfortable environment for all of our guests. We also would like them to be able to access services and get as much help as they can possibly get during the day. We would like you to maintain your boundaries between you and your guest. I'd like to show you a couple of forms or handouts that you'll be using the day of the event. The first thing that you'll be using is our directory. It'll look something like this with the red printing and the name of the event and the location. This is called our directory. Each guest and volunteer should have one of these on hand throughout the day. In the directory, you'll find all the things you'll want to know for the day. Most importantly, listing the providers and the agencies that will be at Project Community Connect. They're organized according to services, and they are all located within the floor plan with similar services in one location. The last page of the directory does include a map, and it gives you kind of the directions of where everything's placed, the names of the agencies. The top of the directory or the map is the entrance into the room. It's one large room with the providers located throughout that setting. It would be helpful for you to spend a little bit of time familiarizing yourself with the directory and with the layout the day of the event. That's why we would ask that you come early. The other thing that you'll be using during the event and will be really critical for you as a host to our guest is the intake form. This is a two-sided form. It's critical to our event that day because we use all the information that's collected on here as a way to keep track of the individuals in our community that are using Project Community Connect, and we have collected the same data over the last several years of the event so that we can have a better picture of people experiencing homelessness in Scott and Carver County. The day of the event, the intake form will be kept on a clipboard by the entrance of the event, where each guest will be greeted at the doorway. They will be approached by the greeters and the intake staff, and those people will be asked to fill out the very top part of this form. That includes the first name of your guest and then some critical data, whether they're experiencing an emergency that day or there's a critical need that we would like to have addressed right away. So the top of the form will be filled out, and then the form will be kept on the clipboard and will be handed to you as a host for the event with your particular guest or their family. And we would ask that you fill out the entire rest of this form. You can look at this form when you get to the event and spend some time again familiarizing yourself with it. The kinds of questions that are asked is the number of people in the household, estimates of family income, whether someone is disabled or not. There's an area here that's a larger box that that is directly relates to homelessness or where people are spending the night or where their home is. We also ask how long they may have been homeless. The back of the form then talks about health conditions or disability. And then this whole section right in the middle with check boxes is for you to ask the guests the specific things that they're there for to that day, what kind of services they would like to access. So there's a section to check off medical care, dental care, car seats. It's not a comprehensive list of everything that's there that day, but it will give you a pretty good idea of what specifically they want to do. And then the second section is related to getting like a birth certificate or a picture ID, if they need to get GED vouchers. So again, it's kind of specific to what, this will be your guide for the day. This will tell you what your particular guest wants to accomplish and how you can best help them do that. When you're done with this form, when you're done with your guests, it's very critical that this completed form is turned in so that we, again, can collect the data. We'll have volunteers helping to enter the data throughout the day. So we want to make sure we capture every last form. There will be a large red box on the registration table for you to put the completed form in. When you're done with one guest, we'd ask that you wait in that same reception area and be ready for your next guest. Other information for your day at Project Community Connect. I'll start from the beginning of when you get there for the day. As a volunteer, anybody that's helping throughout the day, we ask that you sign in at a registration table. Again, we'll be right at the front door. Ask that you sign in so that we know you're there. We'll have a list of all the volunteers that have signed up. We ask that you sign a confidentiality statement. We feel that it's critical and important that each guest's privacy be respected and honored. It's possible that you may see somebody at the event that used to be your neighbor, your coworker, other individuals who are now struggling in their life, and we would like to know that all of our volunteers are respecting that individual's privacy. If you happen to see somebody that you know, you find a situation that you might be uncomfortable with, ask another volunteer to help that particular guest. Or if you're comfortable, you could greet that individual and offer some support. The other thing that you would do when you come in for the day is, along with signing the confidentiality statement, you'll be getting your t-shirt. All of our volunteers wear the red t-shirt, so this is the front with the logo on, and then the back has the name of our event. The blue t-shirts are worn by what we would call maybe the leaders or the steering committee. They're people that have helped throughout the year, sort of have official roles at the event, and would be somebody you could approach with any kind of question. So if you see someone in a blue shirt, they're people with a little more experience and can help you either answer a question or direct you to somebody that could answer that question for you. So you would have an opportunity to put on the t-shirt to wear for the event. We ask that you not bring in purses or valuables. There isn't a secure place to keep them or to hold them. The best option is to lock everything in your car and just come in with your own car keys and your cell phone if you have a pocket to keep that in. Your cell phone may come into use if you have a guest that has children with them. At the event, we do have a section of the room that's cordoned off for child care. Our volunteers that man the child care station are all people that would pass any kind of background check. They happen to be employed as probation officers and corrections officers in Scott County. They have done this service for many years. So they will check into that area with the child. You can bring your guest with their child to that area. They have a couple forms to fill out, and they will keep the children occupied all day. They have toys and books and other activities on site with them. When the children are checked in, the volunteers there may ask you for your cell phone number so that while you're with the guest, if there's an emergency, they could contact the parent through that phone number, or they'll ask the guest for their own phone number. Other than bringing in your car keys and your cell phone, we really would ask that you not bring anything else with you. The day of the event, we will be providing for everyone coffee and donuts in the morning. You won't need to bring your own coffee in. The coffee will be available throughout the day. We also get a bottled water. And then for everyone that's at the event, we have a bag lunch. So we have an agency that prepares meals for about 600 people, includes sandwiches and fruit and nuts and snacks. And again, the bottles of water. There may be some milk also that's available. Usually we have milk. We ask that you as a volunteer spend time having a lunch with your guest. The lunches are served from about 11 to 1 o'clock. So if you're with a guest and it's that middle part of the day, please feel free to sit down and have a lunch with them. Then go about the rest of the day, the other activities that they need to be involved with. A couple things to be aware of. There may be changes in the providers at the last minute, so we will try to make an announcement about that. If you're looking for something particular, there is a table right at the beginning of the room that will have the registration for providers. So if there's some place you're looking for particularly, you can ask the staff that are there. Another part of services that are available that day is we have some funding for people to get vouchers to help pay for GED testing. We have vouchers to pay for birth certificates and for state IDs. We also have a few vouchers to cover vision exams, and there'll be dental services provided somewhat that day. We do have a full medical clinic that is set up in the back corner of the large event room with doctors that are volunteering their time. There is also available mammograms through the SAGE van. Another important service that's provided that day is our legal clinic. We have volunteer lawyers and law students in one section of the room ready to meet with guests about any advice they need about expungement for their criminal records, help with any other legal situation they're faced with. That would be something you'd want to check in with your guest about doing. It can take a longer time if they need to meet with a lawyer. And again, this year we'll have our hair clinic or our hair salon. We'll have volunteer stylists set up that will be, they don't wash people's hair, they're able to wet it down and style it and cut it. That also can get very busy, but we've got that managed by some staff that help the guests sign in. They kind of get on a waiting list and are told about how long they'll need to wait for their haircut. So that's another important and popular place to have the guests visit. We also have a shuttle van that will be going from the event center to the government center for people that need to go down there to take care of the business that's offered at the government center. They can check on that schedule by the front entrance. There are staff and volunteers there that coordinate that service. The other thing that is important for the day is that all the guests, when they leave, are offered free products, personal care products. So we are collecting and taking donations for shampoo, toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, that kinds of thing. That's considered our exit table. So we have volunteers working there to make those gifts available for guests when they leave. At the exit table, we also have available what we call our guest survey. It's a little half-page survey we ask each guest to complete when they leave. And we also have volunteer surveys so that when you leave for the day, you can fill out a survey and give us a little bit of feedback about how your day's gone. Available this year, 2 different features that some of the guests will be able to take advantage of. One of them is called Fair for All, and that's the agency that gives away food, doesn't give away food. Food is available at a very reduced rate. We have vouchers for a number of families to receive that food. It includes bundles of frozen meat and vegetables and produce. If you have a guest that's there during the time of Fair for All, it's in the middle of the day, that has the ability to take home a rather large box of food, we have money and vouchers that will cover the costs of them getting that food for the day, but it would be critical to make sure that they have a way to get it back home. The other available service this year is the shoe bus. So there's a company that donates shoes to guests at events like this, and we will have vouchers available to help purchase the shoes. My understanding is the shoes cost $5 a pair, but we, through Project Community Connect, will have vouchers to cover part of the cost for those shoes. The shoe bus is not there all day, so it would be important to find out the day of the event, the exact time, both for the shoe bus and for Fair for All. When you are done helping for the day, we'd like you to sign out, or at least fill out the exit interview. If you ever have any questions or concerns about anything, please be sure to find somebody with a blue shirt. Again, thank you for offering to be a volunteer at Project Community Connect. Some of you have signed up to be volunteers for specific activities at the day. Some people are doing what we call the food wrangler, helping at the food lunch line. Some people are helping in the medical clinic. We have the volunteers helping data entry. Your instructions are a little bit different than everything that's been explained in this orientation. You can ask questions that day specifically to learn what you need to do. A number of the volunteers that have signed up to do those things have done that in the past, and you're all experts at what you need to do that day. Again, thanks for volunteering and have a great day.